Welcome everyone to this week's episode of Dad's on Wrestling here on the Costi Teen Studios YouTube channel. I am Jeff Meacham alongside the Renegade of Wrestling JJ Williams, complete with his Vita water bottle, but it's not Vita water. You can try to guess what it is. We'll let you know if we feel like it.
What it is a tasty beverage.
Tasty beverage, that's right. And his brand new, just came in the mail, Royal Army t-shirt, complete with his purchase of Dodger Night tickets, or Kings Night Dodger Night tickets.
That's right.
We'll be there in August. But that's not what this is about. That's not what this is about. This is about wrestling at the end of the day.
Yes. Believe it or not, this is a wrestling channel.
It is a wrestling channel, and we actually have two topics today. That's right. Two topics today. First one we're going to address is one that has been brought up by...
Simply recommended on YouTube.
There you go.
He says, "What's happening, Jeff? I have a question for you and JJ. Arguably, you can say the $1 Million Man, Mr. Perfect, and Roddy Piper should have been world champions. But in the current era of superstars, can you give me 5 future world or WWE champions?
Well,
Thanks."
I'll argue that guy right there because DiBiase was recognized as champion for 5 days. I don't care what anybody says. And Perfect was AWA world champion as Kurt Hennig. So Piper was the only one, unfortunately, that never got a world championship. So
unfortunately, DiBiase's is not in the WWE record books.
I know,
therefore it doesn't count technically.
It should. But as far as today's guys go, you know, it really comes down to the guys that we've talked about 100 times on this channel at the end of the day. We've talked about the Cody Rhodeses, and not right away. I mentioned this on Monday. Cody Rhodes should be like a Money in the Bank type winner and get his after cashing in. Wade Barrett, definitely by the end of this year or early part of next year. Wade Barrett will be up there. You've got Dolph Ziggler, who was a world champion for a cup of coffee after some Vicky Guerrero shenanigans. He needs a legit reign. He needs a legit, long-term, real threat type reign as champion, not something that was handed to him by the general manager of the show at the end of the day. Dolph needs to get that slot and really, run with it.
Okay.
And if we're talking just WWE, Cody, Wade, Dolph, Brian was champion for a few months, but I think that there's another run in him yet.
Okay.
I think that Brian Danielson, Daniel Bryan, whatever you want to call him, the way his reign ended was bullshit.
I agree.
So I think that giving him, maybe having him take the belt off Punk, maybe him, because there's rumors about the Big Show being the one to beat Punk. No way. Let Brian be the one to do it.
Because that's 4. Who's your 5th? Because we could let you just sit here and ramble, but then you're going to take some of my names, and I won't have anything to say.
I know. I'm just trying to think who hasn't that really should, and I really can't think of anybody off the top of my head. There's why don't you go ahead and do your 5, and I'll see if I can think of a 5th guy.
The first guy I'm going to name off has been seriously buried as of late, and I think could very easily be a top contender for Money in the Bank to unbury him, and that's Drew McIntyre.
Exact. Thank you. Yeah, Drew. Yeah.
Drew has been shit all over lately, and it wasn't until he came back to SmackDown through the Laurinaitis era, because of Teddy not being able to, Teddy running Raw, Laurinaitis running SmackDown that week, that he actually got back on TV in a regular capacity, got back on his winning ways, but then where's he been since then?
Exactly. Yeah.
I think Drew McIntyre has got serious potential for a world title run. Maybe not the WWE, but a world heavyweight title run. I think that big gold belt would look pretty around his waist.
Definitely.
I'm going to catch some serious shit for my second one, especially from one of our good buddies, Mikey O'Shea. David Otunga.
You think David's ready for the big one?
I don't think he's ready yet. I think he's very much a Cody Rhodes scenario.
Okay.
He's got the look, he's got the potential, he's got the charisma and some decent mic ability, and once he gets over that hump, that he's got him doing right now, you know, basically being, you know, the Carlton Banks-esque
Oh God, that was horrible
type
last
of
week.
shtick. Once they get him past that, I see nothing but blue skies for Otunga.
Okay.
I mean, the dude's a beast,
Yeah.
and he's a decent dude.
Yeah.
You know, met him a couple times now. I met him when he was in Nexus. Met him with you last year when he was half the tag champs with McGillicuddy. You know, he's got everything that Vince likes.
Yeah.
So it would not surprise me to see him with the strap again. Do I see him with the WWE title is the question. I see him more world heavyweight.
Okay.
Number 3 on my list, you've already said him, Wade Barrett.
Yeah.
Wade Barrett, had he not been injured, would have gotten Money in the Bank at WrestleMania 21.
Right.
You know, so...
The 28.
Whatever. Then that 21. God damn.
We went back 7 years on that one, ladies and
Seriously.
gentlemen.
That's how long Wade has been injured. He got injured before WrestleMania 21.
That's right. He's been hurt for 7 years. That's right. got the Bob Orton syndrome.
There you go.
There you go.
But Wade would have gotten the Money in the Bank briefcase then. Totally
Yeesh.
going to come off as sounding retarded having said WrestleMania 21. But fuck it.
You know what? 21 was the first Money in the Bank. We're talking about Money in the Bank. You know what?
Okay. Thank you for justifying it for me. I'm still going to look like a fucktard.
You know what? We're
Barrett-
battling this cold. You know, it is what it is.
Wade Barrett, definitely I see with the WWE strap. He's
Yes.
the first one I'm bringing in that I don't just see with the Bagel, that I could actually see with the main brand belt.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Number 4, like you said already, also Cody.
Yeah.
Cody, Otunga, and Drew are the guys that need the briefcase to make them look like a viable threat.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you talked about in After the Bell this week that they did with The Miz. When The Miz got the briefcase, everyone was like, he's going to be the first one to cash in and lose.
He did.
And I told people, I was like, no, he's not ready yet. But watch, he will cash that briefcase in and be successful. And they built it, and they built it, and they built it in a way that they hadn't since Edge.
Yeah.
Edge's first briefcase.
Right.
And it was beautiful.
It was. It was pulled off very masterfully.
It was bittersweet for a lot of haters.
Oh yeah.
I know I'm not a Republican for saying that, Tyler. And my 5th one, again, is somebody who's long overdue. Actually, I'm going to take the cheap way out. I'm going to call this one a tie. Because as of this filming, they are still technically tag champions together. Kofi and Truth.
Okay.
R-Truth has proven he can carry a brand on his back because he's a 2-time NWA champion in the TNA era.
Right.
Granted, that means Jack Diddley shit for WWE,
Right.
but he's proven he can do it.
Yes.
He's charismatic. He's got amazing moves.
Yes.
You know, he moves like a cruiserweight.
Yep.
You know, he could bring some serious rejuvenation to the world title picture if they took this time to put the strap on him. The same with Kofi. Kofi's just younger, hungrier.
Yeah. A heel Kofi needs to be the champion, though.
Yes. Win the briefcase as a face. Cash it in turning heel.
Yes. Yes. Like it. Very much so.
That way all the fans are behind him winning it.
Yep.
Yay, he won it. He finally won it. Cash in that briefcase, take it. Fuck you.
Yep.
Did this for me.
Exactly.
I'm tired of being your puppet. Basically, pull Big Show's speech and rehash it.
Yeah, seriously.
But Kofi would actually be believable with it.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because Kofi hasn't gone and made freaking Knucklehead. You know, and been
Very
Captain Insano in the Waterboy.
Oh, boy.
You know?
Yep.
So there's my 5.
There you go. I think my 5th is Drew McIntyre. I totally just... He's been so pushed down again, I forgot about him. So, Drew.
Okay.
All right, our second topic for today comes from...
Jacob Beasley. And
All right.
before I read this off, we feel we've talked about this before, whether it's on Dad's or it was an ATB question that I chimed in on.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to give this a serious conversation, and we're going to do that right now. The question is for Jeff and JJ. I just got done watching the Bret Shawn DVD, and I wanted to know who you two would like to see in a Greatest Rivalry DVD. Mine would be Austin versus Rock. Love all the shows on this channel.
Yeah, I know for a fact we've done this. Austin Rock is definitely up there on my list.
Rock and Hunter is up there.
Yes.
Especially considering how closely those careers parallel.
Yes.
You know, Rocky coming in and debuting when he did. Hunter having been the first person Rocky defeated for the IC title.
Yes.
Both men moved into their respective factions. Trips joining D-Generation X and founding it. Rocky moving into the Nation of Domination.
Yep.
You know, both men trading off insults and the Intercontinental title, you know, with the ladder match at SummerSlam.
Yep.
Then Rocky's ascension and becoming champion. Triple H, you know, becoming the Game and taking his first title. Their careers seriously paralleled, even going into Hollywood. Obviously, Rocky has done more in Hollywood than Hunter did.
Right.
But Hunter had Blade Trinity. He had, you know, The Chaperone and Inside Out.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that Hunter and Rock would probably be more captivating than Austin Rock, I think, because Austin Rock is the nut, I think. Excuse me.
You know, another one I'd like to see done, if they can get them to come in and put away any outside grievances they may have with the company, is I'd love to see a Tommy Raven one moderated by Paul Lee.
Oh, God. Oh, what an amazing thing that would be.
Seriously, I mean, that rivalry helped put ECW on the map. And then have the rivalry DVD end with them becoming tag champs together.
Yeah.
The unlikeliest of scenarios.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, from there, they broke off, you know, started feuding with each other again. But, you know, what more can be said after they won the straps together? Seriously.
Yeah, seriously.
You know, they both went to WWF where they became shells of their former selves. So I don't think we want to talk about that.
Yeah, probably not.
Dark, depressing era.
Yeah. You know what feud was short in its main part, but I think would make an interesting DVD as far as, you know, telling the entire backstory and, you know, and hearing Vince's side of, you know, why he decided to go the route he went, was Vince versus Austin. Because, yeah, they had that VHS DVD release, Austin vs. McMahon, but it was really just like a year's worth of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all storyline. It was all kayfabe. I'm talking about, okay, Vince decided to have himself be out of his, you know, the boss when Bret shoved him on his butt in February '97. That's when we really found out for the first time that Vince was the boss. As far as before, and the insiders knew, but we all thought he was just an announcer back then. You know, and then have, you know, the evolution of the character over the next year, and having Vince, you know, screw Bret at the end of '97, and then have Steve, you know, be the Intercontinental Champion at the end of the Survivor Series, and, you know, really how that was the launch pad to the big feud that led into WrestleMania that year, 14, and then just the evolution from there.
The problem that I see with these Greatest Rivalries DVDs is that they've already put the main event out. Because, you know, that is the one rivalry, the Shawn and Bret, that everyone knows there was real bad blood between the two men.
Very true.
You know, most of these other rivalries that we talk about is like, yeah, there may have been, you know, a brief point of time where, you know, they had backstage politic issues with each other, but for the most part, these guys had no true legitimate beef with each other.
Right.
That propelled them to want to one-up each other.
You know what would be good when you say something like that, because there was legit beef as far as from one side at least? Hogan Flair. Because Flair in his book, you know, was even saying he would never forgive Hogan for the way that Hogan treated David.
Well, the only problem with that is that Hogan is in TNA right now.
Right.
And Flair is a big old fat question mark.
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, again, this is all a what-if scenario. If Hogan was available,
you know what would be a good one? Lita versus Trish.
Ooh, true. Very true.
Again, very parallel careers. Both women debuted on Sunday Night Heat
in 2000.
Around the same time.
Roughly, yeah.
Became managers. Got their feet wet in the company in competition in 6-man intergender tag team matches.
Yes, very true.
You know, Lita became the women's champion first, but Trish is arguably the greatest reigning women's champion since Moolah.
Oh yeah, I can't argue that.
Arguably.
Yeah.
You know,
I can argue that.
You can argue as far as her true ability.
Well, but
you can't argue with her success factor.
No, not at all.
You know, so that would be a good one. Maybe get a Lita versus Trish DVD and have, you know, one of the modern divas that can actually fucking talk.
Right.
Moderate it. You know, because at the end of the day, they set the standard for the Beths, the Natties, the Taminas, the Roses, the AJs even.
Yep. You know, it'd be a good one, and I'm not sure if they would do it because, you know, it's basically already been done with the rise and fall of WCW, but have, you know, like Vince and, you know, Jim Crockett. Or if he was available after TNA run, Vince versus Eric Bischoff. Yeah. Because
and Paul.
Yeah, all three of them.
Like, have JR moderate the three of them and have a serious conversation about the Monday Night Wars.
Right.
They've touched on some of the stuff in worked shoot ring promos before.
Right.
But have the three of them sit down there, you know, and have a Legends of Wrestling roundtable style discussion.
Yep. With
them talking about it all.
It'd be great.
You know, how Vince really felt when WCW started jacking their talent.
Yep.
Bischoff's defense of it. I've always loved Bischoff's defense. It's like, did we really steal Diesel and Razor Ramon? Or did you steal Oz from us?
Yeah, exactly. And the Diamond Stud. You know?
Yeah.
Seriously.
It's like, you took them from us, made them, and they just came home.
Yeah, seriously. You know? And then, you know,
Bischoff's a douche, whatever the fuck you want to say about him, but at the end of the day, he poses valid arguments. It's like, we had them first.
Yeah.
We had Mean Mark Calloway.
Yeah.
You made him the Undertaker. If Undertaker had left and come back and been, you know, whatever, oh, they stole the Undertaker from us. No, he came back home.
It's like, no. They stole Hogan. They stole Savage. They stole Piper.
DiBiase,
you know, all those guys. But at the end of the day, you're right. The other guys you mentioned, they were in WCW first. You know, another one that comes to mind, you know, if it was doable, I mean, there's only one side left. You know, the Von Erichs and the Freebirds.
Yeah.
Kevin Von Erich, you know, Michael Hayes sitting down talking with either JR or, you know, one of the world class announcers that was there at the time. You know.
Even though the story is well documented, what about a Taker Kane?
Ooh, I would like that.
Moderated by Percy.
Oh.
And while Jeff wets himself, we're going to go ahead and take this opportunity to sign off.
That's right.
What do y'all think? Throw some of your greatest rival DVDs that you'd like to see. Or which ones of ours do you think they could actually make a compelling 2 or 3 disc set?
There you go.
Let us know. For this week's Dads on Wrestling, I'm the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams.
I am Jeff Meacham.
And we will see you next time.